A couple of months ago, we told you about a woman dealing with some major flooding in her apartment. Now, after that story aired, management fixed the problem, but that's just one of hundreds of cases we investigate every year. Tonight, On Your Side investigator Josh Gant has a few tips if you find yourself in a similar situation with your landlord.
Box 6 is Josh.
The calls keep coming.
And you've had this problem for how long?
Rodent infestation in my home and the home next door.
And voicemails.
I've tried to contact the manager, and he would not come or call.
Almost every day lately.
Okay, we'll see what we can do.
These are just some of the hundreds of calls we get every year from people needing help dealing with issues in their apartments or homes. Legal Services of Alabama receives them too.
We are getting a lot of requests for assistance.
Farah Majid is the managing attorney.
The past couple of weeks, we've been just in the Birmingham office alone, 10 to 20 new cases a day, and of those evictions are probably 2/3 of that.
Majid says the pandemic has highlighted the problem even more. You do have rights. By state law, tenants have a right to a decent place to live. Housing codes must be up to par. There must be working AC, heat, hot and cold water, etc.
I'm burning up in my apartment. There's mold.
If management isn't responding to your complaints, you do have options, but they are limited in Alabama.
One thing that they can do, if it's bad enough that they want to break their lease, they can do that. They have to send a 14-day letter, and then they can just spelling out what the repairs are needed, and if they're not made, then they can move.
Short of doing that, Majid says you can try and negotiate with your landlord. You can always go to court to try and force the landlord to make repairs, but sometimes that's not the quickest solution and can be costly. Some renters told us they aren't going to pay rent until the issues are fixed, but state law says you can't do that.
You cannot withhold rent for a landlord's failure to make repairs, so if a landlord basically you have to continue paying rent as long as you're living there.
It's really important you document and take pictures of whatever you're dealing with at the time. The Alabama Landlord-Tenant Act says the landlord cannot threaten to cut services, raise the rent, or evict you because you complain to them about a problem. There are things that you are responsible for as well, like paying your rent on time, taking care of your place, and keeping it clean. Right now, due to the pandemic, landlords can evict you. The Biden administration pushed the nationwide ban on evictions to July 31st to help the millions of tenants who are unable to make rent payments. Majid is expecting an avalanche of evictions come August.
It will be thousands, just thousands of people that will be facing eviction. I mean, my clients have high balances. I mean, they have been behind for a lot of months because the pandemic's been going on a lot of months.
A lot of money is available for rent assistance, but the agencies responsible for dealing with that are so overwhelmed right now that it's taking forever for that money to get to people in need. Those agencies are asking for patience. If you're dealing with an issue with your landlord and need help, we'll post all the rights you have and what avenues you can take to try and get some help under the Investigators tab on the News app. I'm Josh Gant, WBRC, Fox 6 News, on your side.